Well, here we are. I'm just listening to an old demo of a song that I want to do, I guess, a live demo of it. And I'm just getting to the point where I might want to put it together as a track that I would want to release. But at least today, I'm kind of trying to work out how I might record it for a live kind of version. You know, it's kind of weird with songwriting because you write songs and then they exist in the world as this entity that's like, I guess, finished, and then I usually kind of let them bake for a bit, in the ether of existing, and then I come back to them afterwards just to see, okay, is it actually good, or was I just excited about the new thing? So I've come back to this song because I think maybe it works. It says something. It's something other than itself. But kind of when I wrote it, I wanted to talk about the experience of being an immigrant. They kind of don't tell you when you leave home that you don't just leave home, you leave the concept of home. So whenever I go back to Australia now, it's a weird feeling because it's like I'm a stranger in my own home. Because what I remember of Australia is a whole different place as to what it is now. And so that concept of home is like something that is now in my memory, which is kind of weird. I've always been super fascinated by and inspired by that kind of, that deep longing that we kind of have when we are born, I guess. It's a strange void that we're born with in a way, and maybe it's a kind of this like want to find home. And the immigrant experience is some sort of weird fractured kind of version of that again. But this guitar, I think, is kind of appropriate for this song in a way because this guitar traveled with me from Australia. And weirdly, like, it sounds better here than it ever sounded at home. I got this guitar because I used to play gigs when I was, I think I was like 17 or 18, and a couple of times a week I would go and sit in the corner of a bar for about 3 or 4 hours, and I would just play songs. I would experiment with like what it is that made people shut up and listen when they were drinking their wine and eating their charcuterie, and what it is that people just talked through. And I felt like I was doing my like apprenticeship in performing. I didn't have my own guitar at that point, and so I used to have to borrow a guitar to do the shows. I used to borrow my dad's guitar. My dad is a musician. And this one particular night, I was pretty tired, and I was driving to the show with the guitar in the back, and I had a terrible car accident. I remember going into the back seat, and I opened up the guitar case, and the neck of the guitar, my dad's guitar, had like totally snapped. I worked for the rest of that summer, and I earned as much money as I possibly could playing shows, so that I could buy my dad another guitar. He kind of decided that he didn't really want it. Then I just basically ended up with this guitar as like the apology guitar. So yeah, this guitar has kind of come on a bit of a journey that we both didn't expect, I guess.
In a strange land, I found the words break. A stronghold, the time had over me. Swimming upstream, I was pulled